San Francisco, Friday, the 7th of May, 1851. At 9:15 this particular evening, most citizens had their minds on gold or business or pleasure, as usual.
Strong, ain't he?
Strong? He's the strongest man in San Francisco.
I'm Sorley Boy McDonald, the strongest man west of the Mississippi, and my slogan's a curse on all the O'Neils.
My name's O'Neil, and I curse nobody.
Oh, an O'Neil indeed.
Now listen to me, champ. Do me a favor. No brawling. Not for free, champ.
Stay out of this. You were saying?
Well, I was saying... Hammers are cuckoo, and did you ever see such a punch in your life?
I'm after the boy to turn to fighting. Now, wouldn't it be a grand thing if we could get the pair of them fighting in the ring? Now, Mr. Mac, he has a great regard for you. Now, come and talk to him, and we'll have a fight for San Francisco.
It's a title for the city right after the fight's over.
Well, who could be doubting it?
Sorley Boy's no fighter, Jack. You'll make a fool out of yourself.
He'll be a champion by the time I'm finished with him. Come on, Catcher, come on.
California, California,
The Californians.
California, I've come to live where life is best. In the Golden West, I'm gonna strike it rich in California.
Oh, good morning, Molly.
Good morning, says he, with the honey in his mouth and the black murder in his heart.
Molly, what's...
Mrs. McDonald to you, McGivern. The decent wife of the poor decent man you're plotting to murder in cold blood.
Molly McDonald, what are you talking about?
It's nothing at all.
Nothing, says he. And he plotting a Roman holiday.
It's nothing of the sort. It's a sporting event.
Sport? To see a poor man murdered in cold blood?
Why don't you go on, oh, mind your own
I'm not listening to any more. It's
Will you stop this shouting? Stop it! Now then, Molly.
It's me poor Sorley boy. They're going to make a prize fighter out of him against the champion of England.
Jack?
Well, it's just that some of the boys got together, darling, and asked me to promote this match between Sorley Boy and the other fella. It's just a sporting event, darling. A clean exhibition of boxing, that's all.
Exhibition? Murder it is. Sure, my poor man can't fight at all.
You wouldn't have said that if you seen him in the Golden Nugget Saloon the other night. Oh, Martha, I swear to you, I've never seen such a punch in my life. Landed it straight in the jaw of the English champion.
So you took it upon yourself to arrange this disgraceful business?
No, I didn't. No. Some members of the fancy just persuaded me to lend me name to it, that's all.
And who were these members of the fancy who approached you?
Walter Owens, for one.
That jack-legged lawyer. Who else?
There was Cadger Malloy. Now, he's just acting as Sorley Boy's manager, that's all.
Cadger Malloy? Since when did the likes of you ever associate with the likes of him?
Now, look, that's neither here nor there. Look, here we have a chance to bring distinction to our city. Martha, think of it, huh? A San Francisco man holding the heavyweight title of England, huh?
Mr. McGivern, you will take steps to break off any agreement you've made in this miserable business at once.
Oh, no, Martha.
At once,
I
Mr.
will
McGivern.
not. As a sporting man and a follower of the fancy myself, I'm going to take steps to see that the whole thing goes through with it. So there now. Where are you off to?
Come along, Molly. We'll find somebody to stop this.
Oh, well, there'll be nobody stopping it, do you hear me? This is a man's business. The articles are all ready to be signed. Do you hear me? The articles are all ready to be signed, and I'm going to sign them as promoter and referee. And you can't stop me, Martha. Do you hear me? You can't... Listening to a word I'm saying.
My man's no fighter, Mr. Patrick. Gentle as a lamb, that's what he is. They'll murder the poor lad.
I can't reason with Jack, Dean. He says he's going to promote it.
Well, I wouldn't worry too much. Punch in the jaw won't hurt Sorley boy.
It's not his jaw that worries me, Mr. Patrick. It's his pride. Oh, I know my man isn't worth much. A good-for-nothing loafer that swills the ale and hangs around the saloons showing off them muscles of his. And maybe a good beating would be good for him. But it wouldn't be good for him if he felt he let down his friends.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of people saw how he hit the O'Neil the other night. They're ready to bet their shirts and their bottom dollars on me, Sorley boy. He'll let himself be killed sooner than lose their money for them. Please, Mr. Patrick, I don't want him dead.
There's me name. There you are, gentlemen. Articles of agreement for a pugilistic contest for the heavyweight title of England between the champion Tull O'Neil of Liverpool and Sorley boy McDonald of San Francisco, the challenger.
What happens if he don't show?
He forfeits the purse.
And what about any wagers laid on the fight?
In the event either man fails to show, his backers forfeit their bets. Well, gentlemen, I think we can look forward to an evening of great sport.
Bloody butchery, you mean? Jack, did you put your name to anything?
I agreed to promote and referee the fight, yes.
Then give it up.
What are you talking about?
And you, Sorley boy, I thought you were at least an honest loafer.
Well, I don't know what you mean, Mr. Patrick.
How in the world did they ever talk you into this mess?
Now, just a minute.
Shut up, Owens! As for the rest of you, I'm putting you on notice right now. I'm going to expose this mismatch if it's the last story I ever run in the California Star.
Now, just a minute. It's my paper. I have something to say about what goes into it.
Are you trying to tell me what to write?
No, I'm not, but I deserve a little consideration. After all, I put my name behind this fight, you know.
You'll find my resignation on my desk, effective as of right now.
Gee, excuse me, gentlemen.
I'm not so sure that I like this. Me neither.
I think in the interests of sports, our young friend should be watched.
Let me tear this up, will you?
No.
Will you at least listen to me?
Look, when I took this job, you said I could call the shots as I saw them.
I've never interfered with your calling of the shots.
Until now.
Well, not even now, Dean. Look, Dean, you and I are pals. I can't run this paper without you, and you know that. All I'm asking is that you don't print anything without proof.
All right. All right, Jack. I'll get the proof.
Now, come on, champ. Let's get going. Now with the left, well, out. No, the left. Now, come on. Start punching. Now, come on. Hit it again. Now cross your right. Now step in for the kill. Look, will you watch them flat feet, you clumsy ox.
What's that again?
Oh, just a slip of the tongue. Just a slip of the tongue. Now, go on, my brave boy. Start in again.
I'm thirsty.
Right, I'll give you a nice glass of water when your training is done.
Me sweating like a mine mule and you offer me water.
All right. I'll give you a nice glass of ale.
2.
All right, 2. Now, come on, my pride and joy. Get going. The press is here. Well, how are you, Mr. Patrick?
So that's your tiger, huh?
Now, take a good look at them. Look at them muscles. Look at them. And look at that chest. As big as a barrel of beer.
Yeah, listen to him puff. He's like a broken-down riverboat.
No, nothing that a little training won't help. Now, that's enough, me darling boy. That's enough, that's enough. Now, have a go with the bag. Wait till you see this.
When do I get me ale?
Now, just show Mr. Patrick what you did this very morning.
When do I get me ale?
Ale and nourishing, but liquid food. But a great muscle builder. Now, come on, son. Have another go with that bag.
You say he did that before, huh?
He does it every time.
Downstairs, champ, in the belly. Now the jaw. Now the old 1-2. That's it, me bucko. Set him up again. Great, ain't he?
You mean he's the champion of England?
Well, right now you're seeing him at a disadvantage. He's a little stiff from traveling.
Well, does he always fight that way, left-handed?
Me boy, 'tis the secret of his championship. Throws his opponents off balance every time.
Who's going to win the fight?
Us.
All right, I'll say the champion's manager was very confident of victory. See you later, O'Neil.
Well, what have we got here?
Monsieur, do you have to come around in the broad daylight?
Ah, sure, nobody will notice us. Been entertaining the sightseers again?
Oh, you should see the eyes of them when Sorley boy busts the bag with one punch.
How did you work that? Weak in the seams?
Sure. A baby could bust any of these bags.
By the way, that Patrick has been nosing around again.
The same here. Now, I'm beginning to worry about that, Patrick.
I'm beginning to worry about the whole thing.
Why? Here, hold that bag while you're wagging your jaw.
Why didn't you tell me that Jack McGivern was the head of the vigilantes?
But what about it?
Well, for one thing, I don't fancy wearing a rope collar.
Now, don't walk out on me, Bluey. I've put in a lot of time on this.
Well, why pick on a pigeon like McGivern?
Don't you see, you foolish man? It's McGivern that makes the whole thing possible. Now, what do you think would happen if one of us tried to promote that fight? Why, they'd take one look at that weasel's face of yours and see that it was fixed.
And I suppose you've got such an honest-looking face.
Well, with a man like McGivern, himself promoting and refereeing, there isn't a soul in the city will twig anything wrong. They'll be betting high, wide, and handsome. They'll be betting on Sorley boy.
And then?
He'll be flattened in the first round. Tully'll murder him.
Well, then everybody'll know something's wrong.
Well, of course they will, but they'll put the blame on Jack McGivern. And when they get round to us, we'll be gone with the betting money.
I checked around, Jack. There's at least 50,000 bet on the fight, and Owens is taking most of the bets.
That's no proof of anything.
You know Owens as well as I do. He wouldn't risk a 5-cent piece on anything that wasn't a sure thing.
So that's the big proof you've been looking for,
All
huh?
right, so it's not proof of anything, but I will tell you one thing. If that fight is crooked, there are going to be a lot of people coming here looking for the man who promoted it. And that, my friend, is you.
Look, Dean, I'm going to be the third man in that ring. The fight won't be crooked. What makes you so suspicious, anyway?
Everything. Everything since this poor Sorley boy of yours was maneuvered into making the match.
Maneuvered?
That's what I said. You know, I've never seen that big moose fight anybody since I've been in San Francisco. He used to dodge fights. Now, all of a sudden, he's turning into a tiger. Why?
A fine one you are, Sorley boy McDonald. Sitting there soaking your hands in brine while me own are falling off with the tiredness in them.
Oh, it's to toughen them, darling.
Don't you darling me. Toughen them mitts. It's the wrong thing you're toughening, Sorley boy McDonald. It's your jaw you should be soaking in brine.
Answer it, will you, Molly?
Oh, come in, Mr. Patrick.
Hello, Molly. Sorley boy.
Toughen them my hands, Mr. Patrick.
Wish,
You really think you have a chance in this fight, Sorley?
I wouldn't be fighting if I didn't, Mr. Patrick.
Sorley boy, I want to ask you a few questions. You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
Shoot, Mr. Patrick.
Why did you pick the fight with Tull O'Neil?
Because he's an O'Neil. That's a family obligation to drub anybody with the name of O'Neil.
the McDonalds and their pride.
Why the O'Neills?
Well, you've no doubt heard of Hugh Roe O'Neil.
The High King of Ireland in the days of Elizabeth.
He called himself that. King of as much as his shadow could cover. That's the kind of king he was. Why, my great ancestor, the original Sorley boy, was twice the man, 3 times the chieftain, and 20 times the soldier, till he was drowned by the dark treachery of that same dirty O'Neil.
300 years ago.
Aye, but only 300 seconds in the mind of McDonald. And it's my family duty to beat the O'Neil.
Beat the O'Neil. You couldn't beat Basher.
How many people knew how you felt about the O'Neills?
Oh, it was no secret. Everybody.
Then, They knew when Tull O'Neil walked in that night that you would fight him on sight?
Sure, it was my duty. It was something that had to be done. Beat the O'Neil!
Don't you see, Jack? They knew how Sorley boy felt. They arranged the whole thing.
Oh, sure, yes, and O'Neil took a punch in the jaw that had fell an ox.
For a professional fighter, he was mighty easy to hit.
Are you trying to tell me that the champion of England deliberately took that punch to set up a fixed fight?
How do you know he's the champion of England?
Well, I'll prove it to you. Hey, Martha doesn't approve of the fancy, so I have to keep my sporting papers locked up in here. There we are. Gentleman's Fancy, published in London. Let's see. There we are. Take a look at that. Tull O'Neil, heavyweight champion of England.
He fights left-handed.
Well, so does our boy.
Oh, yeah?
Are you trying to tell me that Tull O'Neil, our Tull O'Neil, isn't really left-handed?
Well, thanks for the idea.
What?
Would you say the same hand wrote both these signatures?
Well, why not?
Do you think he's onto it?
I'm sure of it. We'll have to take care of him.
Now?
No, he'd be missed. I'll handle him the night of the fight.
Gentlemen, please, your attention. This will be a fight to the finish, London prize ring rules for the championship of England. In this corner, Tull O'Neil, the heavyweight champion of the British Empire. And in this corner, Sorley boy McDonald, San Francisco's own challenger for the title. Now, gentlemen, you know the rules. A knockdown counts as a round. If you are knocked down, you must come to scratch when time is called, otherwise you'll be judged the loser. Now, shake hands, men. Go back into your corner and come out fighting.
Finish him off, will ye?
What do you think I'm trying to do?
Told you he was no fighter. Mackey's getting killed. We gotta do something.
No, he's all right. He's slow getting started, that's all.
Well, I'm gonna do something. You've got to stop this, Cadger. You've got to stop it.
Hold it, Patrick. There's a .41 caliber sleeve gun in your back. Make a false move and you're dead. Now turn slowly and let's go.
I'm gonna give you the same kind of a beating Sorley boy has taken in the fight you picked. Well, maybe you'd rather talk, huh? I'll talk.
I tell you, I'm going to throw in the towel. You're getting killed.
No. I'll never give in to an O'Neil.
What the devil are you trying to do?
It's all over, Jack. This fight's over. It was fate from the start. What about How about our money? Here's the man who rigged the whole thing.
I think the jig is up. Come on, let's get out of here.
Got those men.
Hey.
You've got one chance to get out of this with your necks unstretched. Tell the truth.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Listen to me, men. This man is not Tull O'Neil.
Wait
a minute.
What's the matter?
Now, which would you rather have, boys? A chance to stretch their necks or the money back from your bets?
We want our money back.
Jim, that money was bet and lost fairly.
It was not. Are you or are you not Tull O'Neil?
I ain't the O'Neil, champ of England.
Hold it. Now, isn't it in the fight articles that if either fighter fails to show, he forfeits the purse and the wagers?
That's right.
These articles called for a fight between Tull O'Neil, the champion of England, and Sorley boy McDonald. Tull O'Neil did not show. The purse and the wagers on O'Neil are forfeited.
Oh, me poor lamb. Me poor man. If you could see the face on you. Does that hurt so?
Men!
No, Martha, please don't.
I have nothing to say to you, Jack McGivern.
Ah, don't be too hard on him, ma'am. Maybe in a way it was a good thing he done. You see, it was showing off his muscles around the saloons that made Sorley boy the worthless creature he is. Now, with the licking he got, he doesn't dare show his face around town, so he has to go to work. Don't you, me darling man? So, begging your pardon, ma'am, but I'll have to be giving you notice that I won't be coming to clean for you anymore. With a man working, there's no need for it.
Won't be coming to clean. Now see what you've done.
What, darling?
You've just made me lose the only decent cleaning woman in San Francisco.
No, Martha,
Don't you dare now, Martha me. Let me tell you something, Jack McGivern. From now on, when there's cleaning to be done, you're going to roll up your sleeves and pitch in.
Oh, I will.
Thanks, darling. You've given me back me man.
California. Oh, I've traveled here, I've traveled there. I guess I've been most everywhere. But I like where I am today, and here is where I'll stay. Now, one thing I just can't endure is being broke and being poor. So I come west to take the cure, and here is where I'll stay. I've come to California, California. There's gold in them there hills in California. I've come to live where life is best, in the golden west. I'm gonna strike it rich in California.